can actually have that conversation, but again, do your preparation, go do a little research.
For the information that's being shared, she was saying how she can email it. Well, don't forget the chat that we just talked about. If you put it in the chat, because you may not have everyone's email address. But if you put it in the chat, and everybody who has access to UBI has access to the information.
And I'm gonna start researching that.
There you go.
So I'll just plug it in there.
Yeah. And then whoever does the research, because we all need, here you go, you see what he just did in the chat? He already done typed in some stuff that's on the board, the notes is already there for you. So when you go back into the website, into your folders, this is in the chat. So this is real time stuff that's happening. When we walk out here, you still got it. So you got it on your paper, that you wrote it down kinesthetically, and it's on your site. All right, so let's go back to the Secretary of State website there. Okay, so now, you're trying to search for a company name. Anybody, now remember, the name is very important, you know, so that you can get these government contracts. Any name is not going to do. You know, and then if Paula looks at it and it seems like it's limiting, or if it's not appropriate for the space that you're trying to do, if it's too small, she don't tell you to change it.
Let me try mine.
All right. But see, the thing is, we can check that name, but we got to see if Paula thinks that's a good name for a federal contractor. So I want you to get excited, be like, yeah, and it's like, baby, that's not going to work. It's like, you can do it. No, I'm not saying that she is, but she might, because she'll say it's a home run. But we don't want to leave any money on the table. And that's what ends up happening. You know, you'll make it this small, but it's like you're a staff agency. You could do a lot.
And I'm gonna start raising my hand, and if you don't have time, then just ignore me. But I want to make a comment about the name thing, on how relevant that is. Because when I first started working with Paula, she had said it, and I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Until she and I actually talked to a federal employee, and they said it makes a difference. They said, you know why? They said at the end of their fiscal year, when they have to try to start getting out contracts, they say they literally will just go down the list, and as long as you are like on some pre-qualifying list, it may have 100 companies on there. They said they literally would just start picking them by names just to get the contracts out.
So is it alphabetically? Is that
no. No. He just said he was like, no. There are times, he said, when at the end of the year we got to get that money out. Right. He said we don't have time to now go in and investigate every company. You would already made it on some kind of long list. Right. He said we literally just start picking names. He's like, if it didn't just sound like that's what you do, because you would have already been into a group already. Okay. It ain't like they just totally randomly do it. Right. But and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. He was like, no, man. He said all of us do it. He said because he said we so behind and we don't have enough people. He said there is a time period. It's not a long time. It's not all year. But he was like, near the end of the year, he said they will pick that name. So the name is very significant, obviously, that it kind of fits the government space.
So if you already have your business name,
yes, sir.
And if that name isn't a good name for the federal government, do you have to be able to now start up a new company under a new name?
No, exactly.
You do a DBA.
Exactly. Do a DBA. Now, ultimately, you can do it under any real name. I've seen some pretty interesting names out there, but for the sake of what that guy said, when he said that, I was like, okay, you know, I was like, we got to make sure that kind of match. You want to be on that list, obviously. You want to be one of them random picks, so you want to increase your chances, obviously. But the DBA, which is not a simple process from what I understand, the city and county that your business in really forces you to do a lot more than the federal government does. So you got to go change your business license. You got to change a bunch of forms to do the DBA. But the federal is just like, no, you just go back out on SAM and they've got an area for it, fill it out, and I think you have to call the IRS and let them know. Other than IRS really don't care as long as it's the same EIN number, from what I understand. So then, but yeah, the city and state that you're in is the ones that you have to fill out the biggest forms, from what I was told the last time.
But it could be amended.
It can be, yeah, that's what it came down to. I guess that is recognized for.
With the fee.
Yeah.
Everything.
It costs to do business. You know what I'm saying?
The last thing on the name, we need to pass the sheet around. You put your names in there. I can just hand it to Paula.
That's a good point.
To do that email. So you're forgetting because you're busy, and I got you, but we need that in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need a blank sheet going around. Everybody write your name, put your company name down there, And we'll start getting that information to her.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because I have like a name, but when you said about the name, I was like, oh my gosh, because I have another business.
Okay.
But I have another business that I want to use for the business contract.
Yes.
But I was like, God, I have to think big. So I have like a bunch of names.
Okay.
So I was trying to narrow
You know,
down
it
and
does
what you said
actually
today.
use
So I
the
was
same
kind of
But
like,
for the ones and twos, some people may not even have one at all yet. So that's a good point. You know what? I need to see where I can pull it out of the database.
Yeah, that way it'll get to her.
Yeah, I tried it out of the database this
And
week.
each time she,
Listen to this guy.
and each time she came back to me saying I'm pigeonholing myself. So finally I had a phone conversation with her because I'm like, okay, I just don't get it. I need some help with this.
Yes.
And after the end of the conversation, we finally came up with a name. And I registered it out there. Well, I submitted it. I reserved it.
There you go.
And I got my confirmation last night that it's a go.
Congratulations.
So I went in and paid my $100.
Yes.
My name went from Exclusive Design Incorporated to TDS, Technology, Design, and Services.
So we're talking about the purpose of the name, the importance of a name. You know, yes, sir.
Alright, so I have something to say. Like, years ago, me and my friend actually started a cleaning business in DC, and we had a name for it. Now we were doing like homes and apartments and stuff. Now we got in contact with some kind of contract deal, and because of the name, we wasn't getting it. We had to go back there, change the name. Now it's funny because we actually changed the name to sound like a white person's company. And guess what? 2 weeks after that, we got a contract for Tacoma Park. Now, if you know Tacoma Park,
Yeah.
we got $1 million deal for that every year.
What was the first name and what
Okay.
is the name you changed?
Okay, so the first name we actually did was it was Bex and Roland Carpet Cleaning. Okay, and then the second name we chose was McDaniel.
McDaniel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something as simple as
Okay,
that.
yes, and then this is what happened. It was so funny because we started getting contracts for hotels like all over the country. So I had like VIP for all hotels though. So we sent crews out, and this is what happened one time. In South Carolina, we had a contract, and just the whole way was like 13,000, and we sent the crew out, and because they got there and they were black, there was a problem. So we had to drive over there to go sort it out. Just because of that. Because the name sounds like a white company.
but
But
did
then,
it show
yes.
up?
They're like,
But
that
how did
doesn't
you get
match.
the contract? How did you guys
Well,
get the
well,
contract?
we got in contact with somebody who was already having like having contracts and kind of like sharing it. It was a teamwork.
There you go.
Normally I do teamwork a lot because I don't believe in one person.
Done.
So it was he getting paid, we getting paid.
That's right.
Okay, so that's how we got it, and then we also found a way like do a whole lot of research and started getting our own contracts with it. All right, so that is how it works. The name is really important.
Very important. Think about this. Unfortunately, in the society we in, certain resumes get thrown away right off the top.
They do.
Let's be honest. It's happening. That name, it's like, that's my name though. But my name is Alizé Moet, whatever. Pinky number 2. And it's like, hey, mama, please, you know, can we get something to work this out? But they won't even call it that. So here he got Banks in the name. It seemed normal, but when he said McDaniel, yes, contract doors open. And remember, just the name of a company. Don't take it personal.
Right. So what did you get McDaniel from?
From money. From losing money, yeah, you actually try to, because even the contractor, the man one was working with, he was white. He was like, you know what, change it to some kind of white. So we just came up the top of our head with our people put this in there.
A white person. Told the black person.
Yeah.
How to do it.
Turned in.
There you go.
And he got in the work.
There you go.
That's teamwork.
Now, I'm telling you, my name is not Daniel, my partner is not called Daniel. None of them.
I'm curious. How did you meet the other guy where you like
This
exchanged
is what
money
happened.
and
Well, when I started, because I used to be a manager at CS then, I didn't like the hours going to work.
Okay.
So whenever they had like job fairs and stuff, we went because I was trying to start a business with my friend. So we went to Florida. From DC we went to Florida and we met the guy at the job fair like that. So he was like, okay, hey, this is what I do here in the car. Now he wasn't that serious though. So we were like, okay, we're gonna pull up. So we went to like job fairs to actually get to him, and then we started following up for stuff. Started throwing us like 5,000 jobs here, 2,000, 1,000 here and there. And then he saw how, and then we just started with us that we actually was taking, we could take like 6 jobs at a time and hit all of it. Like, so let's say from Philadelphia, we go to Delaware, we switch to New Jersey, you know. And then he was like, okay, you guys want to do this thing. So then that's where he started actually linking us to the big stuff. Now he was like, okay, now some of the business he would tell us, okay, hey, these people are really racist. So you guys will have to do something about this, but I can't give it to y'all because of that.
Yeah.
Wow. So then all these things actually started factoring to we actually trying to actually change the strategies and everything. And as soon as we started it, it just started like we stopped doing houses, period. Okay, doing like hotels, like New York, everywhere. Yeah, and then like, man, I'm telling you, if you're in that kind of business, if you want to do that kind of business, I'm telling you, when you find the right contract, bro, the family is done.
Yes.
Had the same sort of incident with Paula as this young lady here. I had Esther's house, and it was just Esther's house, and she said, no, you need more to that. And she said, I said, okay, well, Esther's house, healthcare, home. And she said, no. And so I did Esther's house, international healthcare. And she said, that's it.
So the longer you wait to come up with this name, you see what the process is.
Yeah, yeah. And you have to choose 3 with the state. You have to choose 3 just in case that first one doesn't go through. And
3 names?
3 names, yeah. And and what I did is I just reversed them. I reversed it. I said Esther's House International, then I put International Esther's House Healthcare, and I just reversed them 3 times. And the first one came through. They approved the first one. But what I did is I had already paid the $100, and so it was a done deal. I had to choose from whichever.
Choose that. So imagine you have the skill set, you have the technology, you got the resources, but you can't play the game because you don't have the name to get in the contract.
That's right.
You're sitting on money right now.
Yes.
And now I got to go right past you, even though you're the best at what you do, to the person whose name is submitted, who's already there. And you're waiting, oh, I'm going to get to it. I just, procrastination again. And it affects everybody. But the thing is, first things first, what's important? Do what you got to do.
You know what really helped me out? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, mine is quick. What if you already have a name, already an LLC, and she says change it? Is there a way that is it a simple process, or is it?
That's the DBA.
Just pay them?
That's what you just said about the DBA.
Oh, okay, I missed it. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So the thing is, again, write it down. Let's move forward. Let's get this in, because I want you to be able to play. I don't want you to see. Each week we're going to have success stories, and I don't want you still on the sideline. You know, but I understand we all move at our own pace, and we're going to do the whole amount of weeks we're supposed to do in here. But I just want you to be part of that. Okay? Your classmates want you to be part of that, because we need each other. Your skill set is stopping some of us from working on your contract. It's stopping us. Because we don't know nobody else, but we know you do this. You've been doing it for 25 years. The new people can't touch you. You can't get started.
You're holding me up. Come on.
Come on. We talk about accountability. Again, being there for each other. 5 and 6 is waiting on you.
Yeah.
5 and 6 got their contract right now. Got anybody 1 and 2s? They do. They ain't got their name yet.
Can't go without you.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to check. I think SBA got some people.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Because
That's not going to happen.
I hear also with making sure that your company is a legitimate company. Whatever your company name is, you should not have a email that would be a Gmail or a Yahoo or Hotmail email after it. If you have a company name like Madison Transportation, then my email address should be madison@madisontransportation.com. You cannot use a post office box.
That's true.
You have to use a physical address.
That's true.
You have to have a website referencing your company name.
What he's saying right now, GoDaddy.com. If you don't already know about it, you can go on there and buy your name, your domain, email and stuff for like $7. $12. Go ahead.
What I did was in reference to what he's saying, because I'm real picky about mail coming to the place of business. I did use a physical address, but my mailing address they will accept for a P.O. box, and that's how I did it. That way all my mail was secure. The only thing that you may have an issue with is if they send you something that's not UPS, say it comes FedEx. FedEx will come to the physical address, which is fine, but FedEx cannot deliver to a P.O. box. So that's the only hang up in that.
The solution to that is to use the UPS store.
Yeah,
If you use the UPS store, it's the same as a post office box, but you have a physical
address. That's correct.
And then they send all of your FedEx packages, your UPS packages. Same concept, it just has a physical.
It's just not your physical address of your company.
Well, I want to add something to that. The thing about this, ultimately, if you self-certify into the woman-owned small business, or you're a veteran, or you end up in the 8A program, they will eventually come to your place of business. So you can probably start there, but at some point, hopefully you're making enough money at that point you have a physical office. Plus, we're offering the incubator here, so you'll be able to use the church's business address. Come to find out, the church has actually 3 addresses, and so the business address here, they're giving us permission to use the business address here. So you can either have office space upstairs. We got 16 offices, 14 cubicles, and then we've got a virtual space that they're allowing us to have. And they even talked about us using this space as some of the incubator space at some point. So we're working out that relationship as well too. But we definitely have permission to use the church's address as a minimal cost. We're still working through those too.
Because that'll keep you from getting any type of loans without having all that business stuff, together like that. You have a Gmail address, you almost could forget it.
But I have a question about the virtual office. You're saying that they'll come to you. What if you're not there and it's an office that you guys use and like different other people use, and they come in like, okay, they're not here. What if they come and you don't really have a physical office? Like it's not really.
We just gonna make it look like you wasn't in the office that day, because our receptionists and admin. If you're familiar with the Regis type formats, that's what we actually set. Regis, if you get into the REGUS network, Regis has office all over the city, right? And it's all over the world. That's right. And there's a couple of those kind of office network type things around the world, really. And but if you go to one Regis, they give you access to all the other locations. And that's the kind of thing we're trying to work out with New Birth and the other churches. There's other churches who agreed to be in the network too. So New Birth has 7 locations, and then we trying to we getting requests from churches all over the country. So eventually we'll have it where no matter where you go, you can go to your incubator space at that church as well. So these discussions are every day. So we're trying to get them solidified as fast as possible.
Give an example. We left here the other night, 12 o'clock, working on stuff. So that for the whole can benefit from this.
Thank you.
When you go to GoDaddy.com to buy your domain, you can go to Zoho. That's
small office
for a free email. I believe GoDaddy will give you a charge for an actual email address, as well as the domain after they charge for the domain. But Zoho, you can set your email address up through your domain after you get a domain with GoDaddy.
Free email for life?
Honestly, don't know.
Okay.
But it's probably going to be attached to this. As long as you're renewing this, it's probably your option. If you stop for whatever that reason may be, then it may terminate.
I'm not paying.
So there's a lot of resources. Again, I'm looking at our clock, it's running out. So we'll go back to that Secretary of State site one more time for me, Mr. Moore. So you're gonna do your search for your company, and then once you get that approved, like they said, within a couple of days, then you're gonna come back and you're gonna start filling out the information about your business. Okay, you got your name. Now we talked about the different types: the LLC, the S corporation, C corp. A lot of the LLCs now being recognized as a partnership. So those were some of the things you're supposed to be looking over last week. So that when you start filling out your paperwork, you got a better idea of what you're looking for. Okay? All right, so now, here's an example of some of the, go ahead, we'll go back. Yeah, you can do that. And then we're gonna leave this and go to IRS.
And Mr. I want to say too, because and it actually happened to me, but I got lucky. When you finally do pick your name and you submit it to the state, you actually could go get an EIN number that day.
Yeah, they give it to you.
Well, let me tell you though, within that week though, the state can bounce your name back. It takes them up to a week to actually verify your name. So once you put your name in, there's no way, wait until you get the approval letter back from the state that says your name has been approved before you go get your EIN number. And,
very important.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do the EIN and take a look at how to do that next. But everything is in steps. Remember, first page.
Yes, yes.
I got this.
I stopped right there. I was obedient.
Did you get your papers back? Already applied. I should be good. It didn't say no. Nobody else had it. And it sounds good. But did you get the paper back? Because I know it happens every day. So here's an example of what will end up happening. These are different company names. They get a control number. These are the different types of companies that they have. It has the principal office address, registered agent, what the status is. Active non-compliance, you didn't do something. Active owes current year. Again, what we talked about, the April 1st deadline. You know, prices getting ready to go up. So this is something that everybody that's not going up, but you have to pay a late fee for it. But everybody in business has to do this every year.
Yes.
You have to do, this is one of your costs to play. You know, they got the taxes, they got the breaks. You want to be a business, it's a small fee if you're working your business and making money. You know, you just write that off. But don't get so busy that these things aren't taken care of. $25 can use to be for your office supplies. It can be for anything else. We don't, just because you're making money, want to give them an extra 25. Budget your money. That's your money. It's like going to check cash and paying them to cash your check that you work for.
I never understood that.
People do it. If you're not bankable, you really don't have no options.
That's true.
Imagine the income tax people right now. I ain't got no account.
Okay.
They take thousands over there.
10%.
And they only took away 200. Oh,
Really?
what do they do to earn that 200?
That's true.
I just got my money. I'm going to shop. That's why I'm in that situation.
Yeah.
You know, so we got to be bankable. One of the things, once we talk about this, you got to go get a business bank account.
Yes.
But we're walking down the line. But so these are your examples of what different companies look like through Secretary of State. You wanted to say something?
Oh,
Okay. But, yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Where's my coat? Excuse me.
But I hope I didn't move ahead because I did that.
oh, did you? Okay.
So that wouldn't interfere with
So,
No.
we got that. Now, what we're going to do is go to irs.gov. That is not our enemy. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, it can't become your enemy. All they said is, I want you to be fair. Give us ours. Yes.
My question is, does Georgia have a, I guess it's called the, well, in Alabama it's called the good standing fee that we had to pay as a business? Does Georgia have that as well?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
As long as you pay, you in good
No,
standing.
because it was like I paid my
Go ahead.
but because, for example, I lost out on having one bank fund some of my deals because I didn't have a good standing. I didn't pay good standing fees that I didn't know the state of Alabama had till they told me. So when I went back and did that, because I had tax returns, everything else except for that one thing. And so I had to go back and do that, and then the following year, I could get that bank to finance some deals that I wanted to do. But like I said, that was something that I had to find out through losing out on the bank. But that's why I was.
When you registered for Alabama, did it give you like an outline of what? Because I know each state, we got 50 states.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing their own thing.
When you registered, and I'm kind of like him, I did mine a little backwards. I went and got my EIN number first, and then it was approved through the Secretary of State. But only thing it made you do was pay the fee to register your name, and that was it. It made sure that you paid your yearly taxes to renew.
Okay.
And I paid for my business licenses, and that was pretty much it. You didn't have the good standings, I don't think it probably depends on the bank. If you're not really a banking institution,
Okay.
you probably really didn't know about it, because a lot of companies that I dealt with did not know that they had to do it. But when you go to seek out major banks, like I was certain credit unions for certain customers,
Okay.
that's when I found out that this is one of their criteria. So,
Yeah, fellas, anybody bring into that experience here? I'll write it down as a note, but as far as I know, for the years I've been here doing business, I've never had anything that required this. But there's no harm in checking to see, you know, and doing business with a lot of different people, business companies around the world and stuff, so it's been okay. But as soon as you cross that state line, rules change.
yes.
One county, with Kennesaw, I think the city says it's illegal not to own a gun.
Not to own.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kennesaw.
To own a gun.
Kennesaw, you're
Kennesaw.
supposed to have a gun.
You have to
Yeah.
have.
It was illegal not to own a gun in that city.
They passed that in the 80s or something like that. Something crazy law.
So there's different things, guys. You gotta be aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about?
Yeah, illegal not to own. Now, do I know all those little, I remember that from the
Thank you.
movie Michael Moore had did, and he was exposing different everything to the IRA, and he was showing that Kennesaw right here. All right, so IRS website, what we want to do from here is once you get your company, you got your name, you got your paperwork back and you're approved, now you need a tax ID number. Tax ID number is a social security number for your company, for your business. It's called the EIN, the Employment Identification Number. So, yeah, go up in there, just type it, instead of going through forms and pubs. But it's not that difficult to fill out. You can get it done. Right now, I'm running into problems in one of my companies now. I've been trying to fax them. When you're trying to get IRS, when you owe them, they can find you.
They can find you.
When you're trying to get something from them, I can talk to people on the phone. They said, they open at 7, try to be on the phone at 6:50.
That's right. Wow.
And still got a 30-minute wait. They didn't open till 7. So it's these little things that will try to distract you. You gotta be patient. You gotta be very patient, know what it is. And I mean, the secretary, the bookkeeper I work with, when I finally got the fax to go through, we danced together. Like, yes, I got it. And that was this week. Because I'm having issues with a bank account right now with one of the companies. So I got to go through, send them this. We need to update this. I changed the company name. So it happens to us all. And again, I don't have a problem telling you when things didn't work for me. I don't hide that. I'm not perfect. Make mistakes. Don't know everything. That's why I'm glad to have great people around me. Systems around that I can say, hey, what about this? Or try that. And then being patient on the phone. You know you got work to do, whatever. So what I do, put it on hands-free and just I hope they pick up. You have 30 minutes from this point. And 30 minutes later, you have 25 minutes. It is what it is. Just turn the volume down so you don't get in trouble. You know why it's doing that. They're doing it like, yeah, hold on. So everybody else, hold on, you gotta wait, you gotta wait. Yes, I'm you gotta take care of your business. So, your boss look at you, I'm on lunch. I'm gonna take a lunch right now. It's only 10:15, I'm on lunch. Whatever you need to do, take care of it. Because once that's closed, and I'll even give you a little more information. I got a $10,000 check I can't cash till I open this account. So is that self-disclosure? That's what I'm going through.
No, it's helping me.
He's been beating me up. He's like, man, what you gonna do with it? Well, it's a couple of months now. I still ain't got this check. I got the check and can't do nothing because it's in that company name.
Right.
Don't go to my personal account.
Right.
Because now that's another thing we start talking about banking. Are you in business or business? You start mixing that up if you want to. Unless I say, 10,000. What was this for? See what had happened was, you trying to write off something. we're like, this deposit, we just want to audit right here.
Right there.
In your account, right here, what is this for? But see, but it was, and I wrote the name underneath and transferred it over to my name. And
That's too much.
don't play with that.
Co-mingling.
Yeah, mingling, co-mingling of funds. They got laws for that. They sure do. So I'm sharing because I want you to know the real deal, yo. I'm walking around and got the money, and you can't do nothing with it. What if I was in need right now? I'd be struggling. If I had something I needed to pay and that was it, and I'm still waiting on IRS to pick up the phone, the fax machine ain't pick up the paper. I mean, I'm faxing and it's not getting received.
And you also have to check that check also to see if you have only 90 days.
Right.
You know, that's true.
And I did, you know, I've been on top of that. Like, y'all messing with my money. We understand, Mr. Wright. As soon as you get it done, let us know, and you're fine. So now, once the fax went through this week, Thursday, 4 business days. So you get a confirmation back from that. And all I'm doing is showing them the same stuff that was on their last website.
That's it.
It's already on their site, but they don't talk to them.
That's it.
So you prove it. So it's like, everything is up to date. It's all legit. No, we need to say, copy this, copy that, sign this, and submit. So hopefully next week I'll be doing a happy dance. I got it in, y'all. And it's going to sit there and let it do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
But you want to make sure that you're taking care of your business. Because you don't know what can happen in the middle of something, and then you stuck. Now what am I going to do? What, you going to check cash now? I'm going to give them 10%. You would give them $1,000? No. So, okay. So now, this is the EIN number. You can do it online, or you end up doing what I did, a paper copy, and faxing. But what you do, go to apply online for us. Yeah, mouse is probably staying. So you see that?
He did a search on inside of our site.
Right up here. Once we got it on site, because you probably go to any forums and pubs, and it's probably there. And you scroll down. Whenever they have a search, and you know what you're looking for, type
Went
in.
under the search. He just put in EIN number.
All right, now look.
EIN.
The U.S. government system is authorized use only. They let you know where you are. This ain't for play. So you get in here and put something that's not supposed to be there, you're going to have to answer that. Better click OK. Begin application. We're gonna leave right out, but I just want you to see it. First question they're asking you, what kind of business? What's your legal structure? Last week we said start thinking about what you're going to do, right? You want some protection. I like that LLC. You know, you want to start going to, when you start really doing it, stock option stuff.
I put 2 files in the folders about choosing whether it be a LLC or LLP. One is from LegalZoom and one was something I found online.
That's another friend of yours, LegalZoom. You know, as you start growing, you're going to need that support. And once you start making that big money, you can go ahead and get that personal lawyer, go ahead. But right now, there are teams and organizations that are in the business of helping you. Because it's a collective, like what we're trying to do. That one-on-one, you still got to give them their consultant. They might give you that first initial free, but every minute after that, you're paying for it. But if you got the Zoom, that's the collective. Let me get ahead of them and come in. Yes.
Quick question concerning the EIN. I previously had a business in a partnership and went to check if the EIN, now my name has changed, but my social is still connected to that number. What problem am I going to face?
When you submit that and it shows up, well, you can have multiple companies. You can have multiple EINs. At one point, I had 15 different companies.
Okay, well, this is the second one. So once they put my social in, that first one going to come up?
That social may come up, but it's going to be based on what that new company structure and what you have done with the Georgia Secretary of State.
Well, yeah, I changed it and it has nothing to do with that.
You're fine.
Okay.
My problem was it was the same number. See, I changed the company name.
Okay.
But I didn't change it much.
Okay.
So they thought it was fraudulent because it's the same name.
Same name.
But it was 2 different numbers.
Okay.
So that was my issue because of the EIN number. But your Social Security number could be on 50 businesses. There's a limit on how many businesses you can do that day. But tomorrow you can turn around. Because remember, I was saying about the Wall Street, I was doing investment partnerships. So I could have 15 different companies.
Yep.
So that you can do it. And all of them had their own EIN. They all had their own birth certificate. But they were all under the still same social security number of me. The partner changed on each one. So I was a partner with him, Mr. Moore, that kind of stuff.
And she can, I'm gonna get to my question, but to piggyback off what you said, when I was in business with someone, what I did to detach myself, you can send the IRS a letter saying that you are no longer in business with this company.
Okay.
That automatically detaches you from that business. So anything that comes thereafter related to them, they won't hold you responsible for because you sent them a letter. I would suggest send it certified so that you get the confirmation back that somebody did sign for it. But that is what I did to detach myself.
And I did that with the state, Secretary of State, because everything was still attached. So I'll use that same letter. Can I use that same letter? Okay.
Use the same letter, send it to the IRS. That way you're all the way around covered.
Okay.
As far as you're concerned, so you never get any backlash.
Okay.
And this is
Thank
to
you.
everybody. You're welcome. What I did is, and I can give you the information later.
Yes.
But as a small business, like you said, you don't have time to get those attorneys. But I'm affiliated with a company that I pay, what is this, $27 a month. I get an attorney that covers me, sends out letters if I need it, everything more than $3 for that for a monthly fee. So it's not a big issue. In Georgia, it's a little easier than in Alabama to do it. And so now I have a Georgia attorney and an Alabama attorney to cover my personal and my business.
There you go.
And how much do you pay a month if I'm not?
27.
Oh. All
Is
right.
that the,
And what is it called? Is it
prepaid
prepaid legal?
It's
It's
prepaid.
prepaid.
Legal. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I have that.
We know these organizations exist. See which one works for you.
I think it's good
What's
for
the other one?
startup. For startup, but once you get deep into your business, you probably gonna need your own
attorney.
personal.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
what,
and that's why I have a personal attorney. But for small things, I use them for small things because they send the stuff out for free to no cost to me because I've already covered that. So for me, like when I had to actually sue one of my customers, I had them to send out the 3 letters so that way I already got my paper trail covered. And when I have to go pay my attorney, he doesn't have to do all the legwork because I've had that taken care of already.
Oh, so that's
He just got to show up and spend them.
Oh, okay.
Using it as subcontract.
all right. Work it, girl.
That's it.
Subcontract. You gotta be.
we're very creative about a lot of other things. It's time we learn how to do it in business.
That's right. Because when that
Because
real
it's
lawyer
legal
show up,
to
he gonna
do
be
this.
wanting to get
Right.
You know, we'll find how to do this and
By
that
the minute.
for something else.
Right, right,
There's legal ways of doing it.
right.
And if it's gonna benefit us as a whole, let's do that. So, we're gonna leave this site. Once you're ready for this, you just go on through, answer the questions. If you have a question, send it back to the chat, send it to the group. The next one that we do after this was door number 2, right? Oh, Sam's. I think we go to Sam's next.
Okay.
Sam.gov, because see the clock is about to run out, so I want to at least get you, this is where you're going to start finding out about how we can get those contracts. Sam.gov is very, very, very important because this is where you gain access to playing contracts. Okay, very important. This is the system for award management. If you're talking to people in general conversation and you mention SAMs and they know what you're talking about, they know that you're dealing with the government space.
Sam.com.
Gov.
Always dealing with .gov if you can. .gov won't have a price to it like others. Others will have .gov will have a small price at times, sometimes it won't. But an outside entity will have a large price with it.
Remember, .com is commercial. That's business. .gov is supposed to be a support system. You know, for those that can understand what's out there. Most of the time you say government, that's we run it the other way.
You will have companies calling you trying to tell you that you have to pay them $699 to register. And you can go here and register free.
So that,
Sam.
yep,
Sam
right
dot
there up
gov.
there. Sam.gov, right there down.
Not
Uh,
Sam's.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, because I put it.
You be going shopping.
No, that's funny.
That's what I put in.
You said Sam.
That's what I well, you know.
I didn't know they were selling it. We're gonna go there tomorrow. Oh, see what you started, Sam? All right. So now, once you get here, this is just the general access. We use this because this opens another door, like Mr. Moore was speaking about, to take you to Dun and Bradstreet, the D&B. So what we're going to do is go into the general info, I believe it is, and then we go to the external resources. Should be on the left. But yeah, the D&B is your credit rating. Yes.
And also to comment on what he said, they even at Dun and Bradstreet, they will try to get you to pay $4.99 when it's actually free.
Yeah, it just takes longer to get
It-
your
but-
DUNS number.
Yeah, but it doesn't take that much longer. They
No.
want you to do it in 3 days and pay $4.99 when you can wait 4
Yeah.
weeks and get
Go,
it for free.
go back.
499.
No, 400. For 199.
Some places charge you
No, it's not
$600
even-
for a Dun and Bradstreet.
It's free, completely free for the DUNS number. But when I called them last week to set up with the
not going
new
back.
DUNS number,
Click on
he
home.
said it was $4.99 and I could have my DUNS number in 3 to 5 business days.
Oh,
I can do it for free.
You sure can.
I done did the last
Register,
one for
update,
free. I'm
entity.
not gonna pay you $400.
And they're supposed to give you some other things with that also
Yeah.
that they say,
It-
but
It's not worth
You
it.
got a tracker now.
Yeah, they've been changing that thing just about once a month. When you go out to SAM, it's better to go to register, update entity, and then it's going to give you actually a SAM login for just the site. That's not the same as when you eventually go through the actual install. And then once you're in, Mr. Wright is right. They had it under general info, but they moved it 3 times in like the last 3 months. So I need to go in there and check, but there's a webinar that we do have, and we'll pull the webinar through, and it's on Monday, and then and put it out there, and you'll be able to watch the webinar. And the challenge is I had to redo that webinar I think twice because I noticed the change. It just so happened I caught it, and so the most recent one obviously does not have this one, but it can't be that far off. So I'll try to find out what they moved because it was under general info.
something came up on mine under general info.
Click back on it again, Mr. Moore.
It says, what is SAM?
No,
Okay, yeah. No, it actually had in there
column.
external
See,
resources.
It was right over here before. External resource. See, this is what's happening.
It's under help now. They moved it under help. Check under help. You know, now that I think about it, it was under that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it.
There it is. They moved it under help. Then I'm telling you, they just did that in the last month and a half or so.
External resources
For-
down on that left.
Yep, he's right. They moved it under help. So you don't even have to do the actual initial login, and then it's
Content or software?
I think what's the one up under content and then
Software resources.
content resources.
Yeah.
Click on content.
Okay, y'all lost me.
All right. What
Yeah.
we did is you went to the website. You went to
Sam.gov.
Help, okay.
You went to external resources. Then we content resources.
Okay.
It's going to give you this new list right here, and this is where you should see request DUNS number.
Yep.
Again, that's going to be part of the webinar.
Yeah.
But where it says request DUNS number, that's where you want to go. Like what she said, there's some people that try to charge you a monthly fee, a $4.99 fee, $600 fee. If you went to DUNS and DMB on its own, there's a straight fee for it.
Yeah, and I want to piggyback on what Mr. Moore said too. As far as GPI is concerned, once you now are in, there are no other fees that you should ever pay us unless. Now we're starting to offer direct services for people who are like, I want to do things outside of the class, but that's different. But inside the class, there's no other fees to us. There's no other organization we're gonna send y'all to for fees other than the Secretary of State. In other words, if somebody is asking you to pay, that is not coming from us or anything that we would recommend. So, and we're trying to vet out these companies, but there's hundreds of them. And so, as soon as you start filling out these forms, there are people who are marketers who find your information, and then they automatically, just like Mr. Moore said, they're going to start calling you, emailing you, they're going to try to contact you every way they can. This is all the free stuff that is being shown to you today.
So will we want to go these steps without making sure that we have that right business name?
Yes. This is all once we get that name.
The right name.
Right.
Once we get the letter back.
Right. No.
No, the right name from Paula.
Start from Paula, having the right name for your company.
Right.
Then we go to the
Right.
Secretary of State of Georgia. Then we go to IRS. And then we come here for the Dun and Bradstreet.
Okay, so I'm at IRS right now.
Yeah, right, because after I got my name approved with Paula, I still had to make sure it was available.
Right,
Yeah.
so
Wait
that
for
letter,
confirmation saying
wait for the
that
confirmation.
good to go with that name.
Okay.
So those are the steps. Again, that's where the patients come in. Well, again, most of us get frustrated, oh, that's too much. Because see, when we go back to Sam's, you're talking about a couple of hours to do that.
Okay.
But again, we have a webinar. Pause and you can look at it. Don't get overwhelmed.
So those
That's the
webinars
thing.
are gonna stay there?
Yeah,
until
all
we
Yeah.
get
this is
there?
in the phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna put them.
All that- that's
We're
the
gonna put
whole
those back
purpose
out
of
there.
Starting off showing you the back.
Yeah, they were in the external. They were in the e-lectures. There was, I think, it's in the e-lectures
Yeah.
already.
Cause I saw a
Yeah.
few of them that were in there. So that stuff is gonna be available for you. So now, with the Dun and Bradstreet, you're gonna go into here, you're gonna apply for this. There's another trick for this piece. And it's 1 o'clock, so we get ready to wrap up for today. But this is still part of, remember we went to help, we went to external resources, and then from there we collect on content resources. Then from content resources, we went to Dunn's number, requested Dunn's number. Once you get into the requested Dunn's number, we're gonna begin. Click here to
Click
request
here
it.
to request the
Yes.
DUNS.
Right there. So now from there, your country, USA, now you're gonna really find out that you're American here, okay? All right, for the USA. So if you're not American
Bless you.
citizen, what normally happens if you're not, you can become a sub under somebody else. There's other options, because we talked about people that have felonies, they still can get involved in business. They might not be able to go through the regular way of doing business, but as a business owner, once you get to an 8A, it's different rules. But to do business, there's opportunities for everybody. Everybody. There's different ways that you can play. You might not be the lead, but if you're making 10 million as a sub, do you have a problem with that?
You good?
That's right.
I didn't think so. So you don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in the names. I worked for companies and where they actually told us, pick whatever title you want.
That's right.
They told us choose it. You grew up thinking, if I'm a president, that means the lady told us pick whatever title you want. Put it on your card, just get out there and sell. Whatever you think is gonna help you sell, use that title. And we'll verify and back up whatever you say. Yes, he's the president over so and so. Over what? It sound good. It sound good. Yeah, here's my card. You just give them to your friends. You ain't even doing business. Yeah, I'm a president. So, you're gonna go through this, and it's a lot of steps to this, and it's gonna be on the webinar for you to pull up as well. It's just one thing I want to say to you that's very important. It's gonna have a way that you gotta verify who you are.
Yep. That
And
government
this
eye
is
update.
where the problem starts.
Yep.
I was another one of them that messed up on this.
What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Just banging my head against the wall. Boom!
Called
So I
trial and
can
error.
tell you
Yeah.
what I went through so you don't have to.
Yeah.
So what happens is, they gotta give you 4 telephone numbers.
Okay.
You gotta pick one.
You said that first.
You gotta pick one.
From years ago.
Here's the problem, right?
Okay.
It can be your cable number. How many people know their cable number?
No.
Yeah, most people don't even know they have one.
There's numbers attached to stuff. I think we had a unanimous decision. Look for the area code that you remember.
Okay.
Look for that, because they'll have 4 numbers, and they could be a number from your past. But you, after you mess up that certain amount of time, you're done. Goodbye. You're not who you say you are. I am one.
So, but wait, you gotta guess it? You gotta guess?
Hopefully you can identify. Some people have done it right away and it was a number that they knew. They hit me with a number from 15 years ago.
Oh.
So I tried doing number 1, I tried doing number 2.
How many tries you
That's
get?
You see that? What did they give
But
us?
you
3
can
tries?
also contact them by phone if you're
Immediately.
unable to do what you need to do by doing it online.
And they got great customer
Immediately,
service.
immediately contact
Don't
them.
wait.
Immediately.
You have to reach out
Yeah.
immediately. It's like you try to get it right that first time, so that you can just go on through. And some people have. But if it doesn't work, you need to be on the phone with them ASAP. And they'll walk you through, because they ended up sending me some papers. Another fax issue, right?
Yeah.
And now they want me to have all these different proofs of the business. And a lot of the stuff that was on the list I didn't have.
Because you were new.
So now I can't even move. Now I'm stuck. I'm watching Mike, I'm watching more. Everybody got business. I'm still like, I want to play too. You know, you get on the playground, they can't play. You watching everybody else play, but you can't get in the game.
But how many tries does it give you so that we can stop and call them?
Try by two.
Where's their phone
You don't
number?
want to get blocked out. And then they'll tell you. Or was it one?
You know what?
I forgot.
I tried it 3 times before I had to call them.
Okay.
Is it under contact?
Yeah.
They're probably at their 77 again.
Oh, okay, I see it now.
But what's going to happen is, once you get, they'll give you a number too on there. But again, your main thing right now is just going through the links. Don't even worry about whether we can see it clear here. You got the tool to go back in your own personal time to go through it. You know, we'll turn the light on right now, you can see, but even if you can't, you know, and just remember this part, how many tries. You know, the website, you're going to figure that out. You can get there, but you want to find your number. And this way it can get you into the game. So the Dun & Bradstreet, once you get that, the next piece that we're going to do, you need to go get your business bank account. So somebody in here was veterans, so what you want to do is find.
No, we have one.
Okay, right. You can go to Chase. They offer free business accounts for veterans.
Thank you, sir.
Now they might not take care of your health and everything, but you know, they'll do that too. But you go there and that'll help you. And everybody else, we're trying to get a partnership right now.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you're a veteran, you have to put $25 in the account.
Okay.
Okay, 25. If you're not a vet, you're doing the research where you're trying to find a bank that has the least amount of fees.
Right.
Some of them say, oh, we want 5,000 in account maintained. Some of them say this. Credit unions have deals. We're trying to work on the deal with banks. We've been in conversation with a lot of them, but we need the commitment that they're going to do right by everybody.
Right.
You know, it's one thing to say,
$50.
$50. And are there any other fees?
Fidelity is no fees.
No fee. Fidelity.
Fidelity is one of the banks we talked to. We're trying to partner with. And Regions we're trying to partner with, and BB&T. So we're in talks with all of them right now.
So remember, in order to get past this step, you need a business account. Sam wants a business account, not your account. So that's on your homework list too. Find your bank for your business account. Yes.
Okay, so if I already have a business account, but because I want this business to be a different name, do I have to set up a whole different account, or can I use that business account that I already have to this one?
I would say you get separate from bank because your taxes, your money, your costs, all of those are going to be separate. If you put it all together, you're going to have to find a tool to separate all of that for IRS. Like I was talking about putting personal and business together. You're talking about business and business. Now, which account was this under? This business did that. No, I don't remember that. Because that business lunch you just had, which one does it go under? You know, so if you can get it separate.
So even if this business is a division of my original business, it still would have a separate account?
If you can have multiple, because again, for each one, the accounting has to be correct. Because they're not going to announce, hey, next year we're going to audit you. You need to be ready.
That's right.
Every time you need to be ready. Can't be in the shoebox, whatever you're going to do. That's why, like, a lot of times now with that debit card, it helps identify what it is. The credit card, you want to try to itemize every transaction so you know where it goes. Then you can print it out, and then that helps you with your accounting. Then you know you got the different software, TurboTax, or whoever, QuickBooks and stuff. Those things are available for you for business. So you want to take advantage.
Yep, take a
Because if
picture.
they see that and it's not right, you're in trouble. We didn't try to get you a business to get in trouble.
No.
You know, we want it to be right. So don't look for that kind of shortcut. It's gonna hurt you. And then when I was in GPI, and then now, you know,
Don't blame it on
what
us.
company you with?
We got it
It's
on video.
GPI.
We got it
I said,
on.
rewind the video.
We got
I
it
told
in-
her not to do it. He
Exactly.
shouldn't have done this. You know. So that's pretty much it for today. We're gonna go deeper. There are more websites, more resources, but you see the speed we taking it?
Yeah.
We're not rushing through. I could have given you 12 sites. And we just went right on through. Hey, go check them out and get back to them. We'll slow it down, we'll continue the conversation, but it's enough to whet your appetite to get some homework and get some things done. Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understand. So it's the EIN number, then the Dun & Bradstreet number, then the bank account.
Yes. Yes. So now, let's say you started working on your bank account, but if you got your EIN, you gotta have that before you can get a bank account. So that's they're gonna ask you to fill out the form. Chase said they now got like a mandatory hour contract that you gotta sit and go through. Again, be patient, develop relationship with your banker.
There you go.
Very important. After you get your account, follow up. Hey, thank you for helping me out. And then as things come up, they know who you are. You know, relationship. And if you can find a bank that's national, that's even better. Because we plan on doing business everywhere.
Amen.
All right? You guys been great. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr.
I'll hang around
Wright.
if you got any questions. Thank you. Teamwork.
Make the dream work.
All time.
Any questions? Yes. I'm giving it to I'm gonna submit. Everybody put their name on here. If you've done that, if you haven't done it on here and you're gonna email her, just make sure she gets it.
And make sure you signed in too.
Oh yeah, signing is very important too.
That's for the
Your company name, yeah.
Can I email her?
Yeah. No, that's the standard procedure right now. But I'm saying I can walk this over. So in case you were the one who got busy, Paula K. Watts at
PaulaKWatts.pw. Well, you know what her GPI is pwatts@gpiwin.com. pwatts. At gpiwin.com. And then Ms. Rice, you can put my email address up there too. Yeah. You know what? Fleming@gpiwin.com.
So which one she want us to send it to? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. And well, the Paula K. Watts is paulakwatts.pw@gmail.com. But yeah, do the P Watts. It'll go to P Watts.
Look, all you do is with hospices, people that are very empathetic, very hands-on, because hospice knows me every day in their life.
That's Mr. Fleming, that's even mine for GPI as well.
That's what I'm saying. But okay, but how do you get paid though?
Well, I get but once we do this, yes. Because what we're
Oh, I
looking
got you.
at,
Okay,
I'm
that
gonna
makes
say
sense. That's good.
everybody's name should be in one of those folders now. You know, so now we'll be able to put this name approved, this one approved, so that you'll be able to know that one. Because I did ask for your email.
So if she says it's not approved, we just need to call her.
That's right.
Or, because email.
Because I emailed her, she was like,
I was telling this guy this morning,
Yeah,
worked for Coke for 42
policy,
years,
man.
I said, what did you do? I drove a forklift for 42 years and I retired. And I have 3 houses. This guy told me all this.
But you see how she started over 2 times. The third time was a charm. She's already on step 3 trying to get the other branch. So it might take a little time, but it might be right the first time. But it's okay, as long as we get that step out the
Once
way.
you find a place, a building, you can store a forklift for a couple of them. Or the code can say, I work for you guys.
It doesn't,
Can you give me 3
they
or 4
like
forklifts that's no
acronyms,
longer
if you can say
can handle the kind of work?
enterprise.
And train
And that's
people.
technology, language,
They're gonna
mechanics.
pay you for that.
You know, if you came up with something like
I said, yeah,
that,
why don't you
I
just
want
do
to
that?
guide your process, because I'm not sure what your business or industry is. Come up like 3 different
But
names.
this is the toughest part of it, is
And
actually
then let them
getting started and doing all the footnotes. That's the most tedious part, because it's hard. Because I see some things in here the potential of what they're changing. But it's just getting this information and we're there to do it.
Thank you, sir.
You can make mistakes, but they gotta be calculated. You take risks, they gotta be calculated.
Exactly, but you have to apply.
Yes. I don't know what you're saying. I said, go see what No, I'm just kidding. Just look at this guy stacking up.
Y'all know what I'm saying. Oh man, I'm telling you,
I am
loving
what
it.
I'm talking about.
I'm telling you, pleasure, absolute pleasure. I'm serious.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm telling you, we every day. I promise you, we're trying to get it better every day.
That's right. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
I appreciate it. Because you guys are gonna see the return.
I'm gonna tell you already. It's the conversations, the way people are working with each other, the co-working stuff, and then and the people who come see us individually. And I'm telling you, it's powerful. This thing is so much bigger than we thought it would be.
It is, and it's gonna get bigger.
I'm loving it. God doing his thing. God is doing his thing. So we're trying to keep up.
I'm always foreseeing. I'm always foreseeing the opposition, and I know it's gonna bring great opposition.
We get it. We get a lot of it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking for you guys to go ahead and put those blockers up in those areas and those firewalls.
Yeah, we are.
Those up for us, okay?
That comes a lot. I will say that. And
Put them up for us, because we're coming.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, to us, we're so transparent that we're so transparent about it all. Just like he said, people can go back. We write everything down. We to record everything. We're not trying to hide anything.
And not only that aspect, but on the aspect of when the other minorities start to see what we're doing, they're trying to put up blockers. Trying to put up those.
Oh yeah, especially in this state.
Yeah.
That's
It's like when bankruptcy wasn't popular, and only the rich were doing bankruptcy. But now that we're doing bankruptcy, now they're putting up all these
all the
blockers and
time.
stuff and making it hard for us.
The federal government has made their communities rich, and now they're gonna try to tell us we ain't got access to it. Nah, see, I know.
Saying it's gonna happen here.
Yeah, we don't. Well, you know what? Let's create the issue and see what they do. I'm telling you, we're gonna make it big enough.
All
for
right.
them to do. Yeah. Pleasure. You welcome. Huh? It's a what you mean 5?
It says King's Fire on the top. She was saying that she's trying to go online with it. I don't even see a web address. It's not off.
I just got that tablet. I know.
No.
You love never have.